Hello guys. Yeah, just gonna continue on Ed today. Did a little bit of work off stream, really not much though. I think it was about 30 minutes yesterday morning. So nothing really major's changed. The painting looks like, I've painted some textures on him, but that looks like it's changed more than it actually has. In terms of like the actual sculpt change, I think if I remember correctly, all I've really done is added these things on the side of the head. I still need to figure out what they are. Added the kind of bulges in the lip and changed the height of one ear compared to the other because these ears are completely different heights. Other than that, this is the same sculpt we had a couple of days ago. So I'm gonna try to get him in Maya because one, I think the eyes will need to be completely redone, and I think Maya might be the easiest place to do those. Two, I need to get a camera angle on this guy and actually figure out like how I'm gonna render him. And I also need to kind of consider, how much do I want to make sure he's working from other angles? Because he will only ever be seen from this exact angle. And obviously cartoons are, weirdly difficult for that sort of stuff. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to start getting him in, I think. So yeah, let's just go in and do a transpose master, T-pose mesh. Cool. Actually, I'm going to delete that because the eyes are super low res. I don't really like that. So let's just delete this guy. Go to here. I just got to delete their lowest level. I can reconstruct it later. So let's delete like before that point. Delete lower. We can always use reconstruct subdiv to get that back. So let's just go and go into T-pose. Cool. And now we decimate it. So let's just pre-process that. I'm gonna move that onto the screen. My mouse is super sensitive. But yeah, so I hope everyone's doing alright. There's currently one person watching the stream, but in terms of people watching this in the future, hope you're having a good day. And the person watching it right now, I hope you're doing alright, mate. Cool, so that's ready to decimate. Cool, so that's 300,000. So let's just get him exported. Smooth normals, turn off texture and group. And then let's just go into mesh exports. ZBrush proxy. Oh, one. Cool. And let's get into Maya from there. There you are. Don't know why I struggled to find Maya then. And as always, the title of this stream is inaccurate. I'm not actually streaming tonight, so sorry for the lack of alcoholism. Also, I'm not literally sorry that I'm not drinking. That'd be a bit weird. Hey, Becca. But yeah, I need to figure out what focal length I'm doing as well. I feel like I need to do a really high focal length for this to work. Right, so let's just set the project. I'm just going to create a generic project for all of these like fast projects that I do for BlueZoo. So let's go to projects, personal projects, BlueZoo mini projects, and that will be where I set the project. Create a full workspace, sure, why not? Cool. So let's just import or reference in for now. Create reference. Cool. Let's get him with a new material, Arnold. Sun surface, and then is there a physical sun sky? Physical sky, there we go. And does the physical sky come with a physical sun, or are they separate entities? Let's just get this over here. Progressive render. These settings are all fine. We don't need that for a while. We don't need that for a while. We'll keep these, although we don't technically need transmission either for now. And what resolution am I doing for this project? I feel like I should do either portrait or square, so I'm going to start with square. And let's create a new camera. Call this render cam. Let's set that to, let's go with 150mm. Let's just see what that works like. Something like that could work. So let's find the angle. I think that angle works for now. So let's just go to frame 1001. I'm trying to get into good production habits in terms of like frame numbers, that sort of stuff. So we're just gonna save this. Save as. Let's go to then let's create a Maya Eddie. Cool. So let's do a test render. I have no idea if physical sky is also a sun. And he's got material on him, right? Cool. Just set that there. Okay, so it does come with a sun. So I'm not sure if I want to use physical sun sky, but does it not feel a bit dark? We could play about with like really extreme. Hey Creams, how you doing, dude? Let me just try. What if I set this to like 50? What? Does it soften the shadow? Yeah, it just softens the shadow. Well, that's a tool we can play with. Although naturally we don't really want much shadow. Or much softness if it's the sun. 5 degrees is already a lot. I think the correct is like 0.5 or something. That's like the correct amount of sun. But I'm going to go with 10 times that. Because let's face it, I'm not exactly worried about how physically accurate the sky is. The sky just seems really dark. So just in case. I like the teeth, not gonna lie. Glad you like them, man. So I feel like I'm gonna need to model the eyes now in Maya. So can I separate these meshes? I think that's crashed there, isn't it? Come on. Unfreeze. Yeah, I think that was enough to crash it. That might be a record for crashes in our scenes. This is like how quickly it's happened in a stream. End task. So now it's a case of, did it crash because I was rendering and had it referenced, or did it crash just because it was rendering, or... Hey dude, how you doing? So let's see if we can get that up and running again. Set project. Projects, personal work. Easy mini projects, set. File, open. I need it to stop creating. Maya. Cool. So what are the settings on this? Yeah, so I've lost the settings. Alright. So let's just quickly get back to what they were. That'll do. Cool. And then we didn't turn on advanced. There we go. That kind of works. So let's kill that, save our scene, and then let's just import the reference file, reference editor, file, import objects from reference, and then I guess the safest way to work is going to be extract, right? Has that worked? Yeah, it has. So let's just go mesh extract. Where you at? Why don't I say extract? Edit mesh. Extract, there we go. If need be, I'll just export them separate from ZBrush. Love how you have 4 different Maya versions on your desktop. Yeah, you never know for freelance. I always recommend people have multiple versions of Maya installed just in case. Sometimes companies ask you to work in a very specific version. So it's nice to be able to go back and forth without having to reinstall. I'm going to give this a minute, and if it's crashed again, I'll just export separate from ZBrush. But while that goes, subtool, let's go polygroups, autogroup, cool, then let's just split hidden, then split hidden, cool. So now let's just export these one by one. Export ZBrush proxy head. Let's check the export settings have been maintained. They weren't. Export. Hair. And then last one. That's not what I want to do. Export. Export. And last one is eyes. Cool. So let's get into Maya. Have you crashed? Oh, you didn't crash. Nice. I think though to save time, although this should be a lot quicker, let's just export or extract these two. Edit mesh, extract. These ones shouldn't take it. It's just the eyes, so it shouldn't take as long as the head did. There you go. Cool. So I want to, for now, add a different shader for these guys. Surface shader. Don't you dare tell me that's enough to crash it. Come on. Play nice. Okay, yeah, that was enough to break it. Cool. Let's just kill Maya. So, why does it reset the project every time? reference. So let's go Cartoon Network, edit and edit, Maya. I'm just going to immediately delete this guy. So let's go File, Reference Editor, Reference, remove reference. So I need to unload reference and remove reference. Okay, let's file import objects from reference. There you go. So now let's delete that. File import. Import the eyes. File import. And last one, file. No. File import head. Cool. So you need a new material. In fact, actually, no, you can get the existing material. You can get a new material. Super white is fine for now. Let's just do something like that. Cool. And then this, you can get a new material as well. Standard hair, I guess, why not? Let's give it a go. This will act weird, I'm sure. And then let's just give that a... How funky. Yeah, let's put a new material on those. Cool. So, how are we going to do this? I need to model the eyes first. That's the first big thing. Let's also get some subsurface on this guy. So up our render settings a bit. Okay, so that's... I need a little bit more samples. Is the edge clean enough? Because the edge is clean enough. So now let's go in and update you. Let's put these back down. There we go. Can we lower that? Getting a bit more noise. There we go. Oh, that's volume samples. There's samples. Let's add one more light sample. Although that's in our GI area. Although it's kind of noisy everywhere. So let's go. Cool. Yeah, that's GI. We'll not worry about that too much though, since we are in this stage. So let's start modeling some eyes. So we need to get those figured out before we do anything. I'm just going to show none and show polygons. Cool. So yeah, I hate the eyes basically. We also need to do a camera lineup, but let's not worry too much about that yet. So, all good eyes start with a cube. Smooth that. Let's smooth it twice and then do my favorite thing, which is sculpt the format. Cool. Then we just want to, I guess while it's in this state, UV it from the front. In fact, it doesn't really make a difference. So we just want to kind of treat this as smoothly as possible. So I guess the best way is to create a lattice deformer. And we need to show deformers. Okay, we don't need that many. Free, free, free. Cool. So let's just scale these guys. And then I guess actually let's smooth the result of this. So we need this to be a bit flatter. Let's just rotate that. I do need to figure out how I'm going to actually tackle these eyes. Cool. And we should duplicate that before, but oh well. Can we duplicate with history? Is that a thing? Duplicate with transform. Yeah, it doesn't work. Edit. Duplicate special. Let's try that. Yeah, okay, that works. Let's just delete those. Deform. Let's just deform that. Try that again. Deform, lattice deformer. I just realised this box is getting really distorted. Of course, it should be in object mode. That's why it's acting really weird. Just assign that eye material, whatever it was, we'll just assign a new material. We'll delete duplicates in a moment. So this one needs to be flatter, and that needs to be higher up, I think. Sure, like this. So let's move that. I've got some ideas for things I really want to do to these eyes, but two of them don't work together. I have to kind of pick. We'll see what we can do. It's just gonna break the internet. Well, if it does, I hope I get credited. It's the amount of work I've seen get like stolen by like meme pages. Is this eye too round? I feel like it is. They're both too round. No, that one's fine. So the head's too big, isn't it? Does that mean my camera's too low? Let's try a different frame. Let's go to the next frame. That feels too low to me. That looks ludicrously subtle, but it does make a bigger difference than I'd want it to, which is this eye needs to look like it's close to the top of the head. But I need to do that in a way that doesn't completely throw off. And the eye's already looking pretty bad, but like... Let's just throw a quick yellow material on this. You can't colour pick in Aces, can you? No. Why are you like this? To match it by eye, which might take a while. Do we need some surface for this to work? That's cool. How small is he? Get some subsurface on the eyes too, so they feel nice and milky. So that's something I need to do as well. 0.75, and then yeah, you can be there. Why not? Do I model the teeth separate, or do I keep them in sculpt and just texture? There's a few things I need to figure out first. How do I do the pupils? Let's just quickly change the settings to this first. really don't like this song. It keeps coming on like over and over again. Is there a way for me to like permanently skip this band? I don't like anything they do. So, how am I going to do this? I really don't know how I'm going to do this. Let me just snipping tool. The messy line is intentional. It's something, I've got something in mind that I want to kind of play with. I'm not sure that's going to work. Okay, so we're not going to do lines around the eyes, I know that much. Or maybe we'll just do them in the kind of key areas, like underneath. Maybe in the direction that the eye is looking. Or both, underneath and the direction the eye is looking, but nowhere else. Or just underneath. I think underneath works best. Okay, so the mouth would get the same treatment. Yeah, so that's starting to work. So a lot of it comes down to the lines. Like so much of it comes down to the lines. So I need to pull in the neck a bit there. Because that fixes quite a lot for me. Right, so I'm still unsure as to if I want to commit to this hollow area here, because it kind of works without it. I feel like the overall head though does need to come down. Is flattening the head what we need to do though? Let's go blue pen. The color matching with the sky is flawless. Then back to black pen and just fill these back in. Oh, some of these floating off the head looks kind of interesting. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. Alright, so we need to flatten the top of the head, pull that corner in, and round that corner out. And that will start to give me something. So, back to Maya. And we do need to figure out how we're going to do the eyeball. So, let's go into ZBrush. And I guess we don't need to be in this subtool anymore, so just delete that, delete you, and delete you. Cool, so I just need to flatten the top of this head like quite a lot. So let's just quickly fix that. Okay, so we need to pull that area in, right? Which would just mean pulling the entire back of the neck in, I believe. So let's just turn on symmetry, because I'm trying to keep the back of the neck symmetrical as much as I can, just to minimize redoing work later. And then let's just pull that to be a bit tighter. And then same thing for you, you just need to be a bit stronger. Cool, that looks a bit better. Still that bit of a bump here, so let's smooth that out. Cool, and let's just pre-process that. Oh, we're gonna save as well actually. Let's go to preferences. Undo history, there you are. Enable saving, turn that off. Cool. And let's just pre-process this guy. Cool, and then decimate current. I'm almost wondering if it's worth referencing the head and just refreshing it rather than going through this process every time. Let's just go export. Exports, no. Exports. Head. Yes. Cool. And then yeah, we can kill that now. So let me just name the material. Head. Map. Cool. And then delete it. File. Create reference. Cool. Assign new material. No. Assign new material. Assign existing material. Head map. Then let's just store a snapshot. That's feeling a bit better. It's not quite what we need, but closer. Cool, so I need to decide on the teeth. Let's just quickly try. Let's go perspective. Set you to a live object. Quad draw. So let's sculpt the teeth back, and I'm still on my decimated model, so let's just undo. Cool. And actually just make sure. Go. So let's just hollow out the mouth. I guess the quickest way will be to cool. Let's just pull that in as well. It's even more terrifying. Honestly, I kind of like it. It's kind of terrifying though. Old man Ed. There we go. So let's just decimate him. Z plugin. Preprocess current. Now I'm gonna grab a quick drink while that goes. There we go. Cool. Decimate current. Export. Head. file, reference editor, reference, reload reference. Cool. So let's just model some teeth quickly. So let's insert a loop down the middle of each one. We'll keep that one along the middle, I guess. And let's just round them out a little bit. Cool, then extrude. And we're just going to extrude them inwards for now. Then modify. Reverse. Keep the gap, see what that does. I should probably extend this one, but for now let's just smooth these and do a test render. And we'll keep Lambert on them. So let's go and grab. Is it possible for me to just grab these edges? Maybe it's quicker to do face mode. That. There we go, that's quicker. Okay. So the teeth are actually in the wrong place, aren't they? Let's remove these for now. Let's see if I remove these ones. Let's get these in the right place. Looks better for me. And let's just add our new loop cuts. This tooth isn't round enough. I feel like this one isn't either. And is that gap too small? I think it is. Or too large even. And this one's too small. Okay, so let's just go make that a tiny bit wider. There you go, that's good. And then for this one, God, this is gonna be awkward. So let's just do, no, let's do that. Deselect you, deselect you, and deselect you. Vertex, no. Vertex mode. I want the bottom of the teeth to be like as close to the surface of the lip as possible. There you go, that's feeling better. Cool. Just add that. And I guess that can give me a slight chance to just bow the teeth just slightly. Come on. There we go. Oh, we're going to have to do this one at a time, actually. The only reason I'm doing this is not because it's what is in the ref, it just makes it feel a bit less flat. There you go. Subtle, but I feel like it makes a massive difference. Slightly transparent teeth, mildly terrifying. Disgust. Oh my god, that angle's so gross. Yeah, this is definitely a project that's rendered to camera. So how do we go about getting the iris in there? The iris is the biggest problem. I've got a few things I need to figure out, but the iris is the big one. Because I have some ideas for how I'm going to do like lines and shit. This needs to come lower, doesn't it? Like the whole thing. So they just graze the top of these. Cool. I feel like he would be able to work from multiple angles if it wasn't for the eyeballs. Like, if I just hide the eyes for a moment, it's not going to be pretty, but that's, like, feasible, right? It's just the eyeballs. Well, also the cheeks are incredibly asymmetrical. Like this is pulled way forward. So maybe we can try to rebuild a bit of symmetry with that. But at the same time, it kind of needs to be because that chin's all the way out here. Unless I made his face really square, which is still possible. I could kind of round out this entire section here. That'll make it feel a bit better. I don't want to put a thin film on this. Let's see what that looks like. Pearls. Let's not do that, but actually, I don't want thin walled. Cool. We need to get a trace of his jacket in there as well, so let's go in with a where you at, cylinder? So let's delete every other loop. Cool. So naturally this is a little bit much. So let's raise these guys. And it steadily goes down on this side. Can be fun to kind of do something like that. And then other side needs to go down quite a lot, right? So this needs to be like there at most. The mouth is too wide, isn't it? Oh yeah, this tooth on the end completely screws it. If I just move him back... Yeah, he's gonna get so screwed up. Ah, right, okay, so... Cool. Now let's get just another tube for now. Cylinder. Cylinder, let's go to 16. About there. Alright, so it's a alt save. How do I go about this? I guess it's still the wrong shape. Maybe we should fix that first. So this is a bit more square in the ref. Yeah, the eyes are gonna be such a nightmare, fuck's sake. So, while I figure them out, I'm gonna have them in the back burner for a little bit. Let's test something that I really want to try. Actually, let's group those. Group. No. Okay. So, he's looking fine without the eyes, which is a good sign for the rest of them. The mouth is still too wide. The mouth in general is in the wrong place, but we can get there later. This needs more of a curve. So, what I want to try, let me just set you to live object and create a curve tool. CV curve. Okay, show. Let's just go show all again. Just hide the sky dome for now. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put this into a display layer. Put you about there, you about there. And that'll do for the test. So let's just push that back. So, hear me out. What I want to try is doing the outlines with Grim rather than any cell shading, because I find it really boring looking at the same cell shaded style all the time. I figured it could be fun to try to interpret it in a physical sense. Obviously, the physical sense still doesn't make sense, like real world sense, but at least it's like it's more than just a black line, because I get really bored of seeing that sort of stuff. So I'm just going to do this as a test. Let's create a set. Set. I have no idea if I'll be able to actually do this. So let's create a Yeti braid, perhaps. Cool. That's attributes. And we need a lot more CVs. I don't really want the has that created multiple curves? Like, how far do I have to go for it to be multiple curves? So that's created one curve. Is there a way to create more curves? Technically I can just do this shit, but I do want it to be like actual, what's the word? Like clumps of hair. I know a way I can kind of fake it. I'm not too worried about achieving the effect, it's more about how easily can I achieve the effect. Cool. So that's not working. what else can I do? I could create like a little geometry here to spawn hairs off of and guide them along that. So let's create a Yeti mesh. Create Yeti node. And then let's go into graph editor. Okay. Hide you. So we need to create. Oh, we've already got a set. Cool. So we need to plug that set in. Add objects. No, add groom. Guide sets got that eventually. Cool. So now if we import that and then import guides, can we convert that to a hair? We can convert that to a hair. Cool. So now turning that into a clump. Can I scatter on that hair? But scatter exclusively. Oh, how will this work? Scatter that curve. Oh, I forget that you can't type nodes. Density. Oh, come on, really? Do you think Yeti is worth the cash? Is worth the cash to people that actually groom a lot? I'd say so, because at worst case scenario, it gives you more chance for freelance. That would be my kind of mentality to it. Okay, so is it possible to just scatter at the root? Let's create a new scatter node. Okay, so that doesn't work. Okay, so that might be a way of doing it. Is there a way to get that to be like just like the absolute limit? Will that always counter itself back out? Grim attribute density. Okay. Let's create an expression node. Come on. We're gonna get there eventually. So, density equals flow F0 clamp density. Let's just call this density ramp. Clamp it between 0 and 1. No, I didn't do anything. Okay, new ideas, new ideas, new ideas. We can still scatter on the curve, but let's just embrace the fact that it's going to give us too many. Let's go 500. And then let's guide that. Guide. No, that's not what I want. Crash? Question mark? Let's just alt save. I just need to grow them first, of course. Beautiful. So they're copying the shape, but they're copying it around the whole thing. This is why I want them to only spawn at a root. Can I clump these to that converted? This is a very messy setup, but I'm just testing stuff. Oh, I can. Oh, that's freaking out. Okay, so that's clearly not working. What other options do we have? I could grow off a mesh. That's going to be the simplest, isn't it? So let's do that. Let's just place a tiny little mesh at the root. There has to be a way to do it from a single curve, though. Surely. No, I'm refusing to give in to that. I really want to find a way to do that. So, obviously, one thing we can do is transform it, and we can like create copies and then merge it back to itself. That's another way of doing it. So if I was to create a transform. Cool. And then if I was just to go translate Y, 0.1 is massive. If I was to do that, you can then merge those back together. Like that. But obviously to get the amount of hairs that I want requires a lot of geometry with that method. Or a lot of merges. Although technically you can then just duplicate that. Okay, here we go. So let's enter. This is so dumb. Okay. Yeah, this is beyond stupid. I kind of love it. And then get that. Is this the dumbest thing you've ever seen? Yes. Will it work? Also yes. So let's just go minus, then minus. Oh, that's not what I want. This is so stupid. I'm so curious if this will actually work, like when I tried to clump this. So, let's just go 2 in there. Oh yeah, that's, no, I don't want to do that actually. So, this song's really annoying. Right, so, get width node in there. And then we need to break these up, but that's easy enough. So we can just do it with this. Oh, they've all got the same ID. Fuck, yeah, of course he will. Is there a way to create new IDs on merge? Yeah, they've all got the same ID. Fuck's sake. Okay, so that won't work either. I will get this figured out. This is like my goal for the end of the stream, is figure out a way to do this. I feel like the scattering method is definitely the way to go. It's just a case of, can I get it to generate hairs only at the base of that curve? Let's just Google Yeti scatter on fibers. Yeti scatter on fibers. As always, the ever reliable Yuri Dilic has appeared. Also, if you don't know Yuri Dilic, check out his stuff. He's really good, really good. Really good Yeti Groomer as well. I need to skip through this, see if I can find. I was wondering how people control them. That's instance, that's a different thing.
We good?
Let's see what Yeti Central has. I have to do this on the other screen. See if I can just figure it out. I'm going to guess that this is what it means, but the issue I've got is that this doesn't really give you enough control. What attributes does this curve have? Oh, it doesn't have a strand U. I can create one. It's got position. Let's see what the attributes look like. Okay, so... Alright, no, this would have the strand U, right? So it does have a strand U. So why is this compressed up here? It's really nice. Let's create a shader. Okay. So strand U is working. So why doesn't that work? The input grim. There has to be a way to do this. So let's convert it back. What happens if I convert it back? Fibers to strands, and plug U in here. Yeah, okay, so it's just not accepting that as a valid input. But we do have strand U, so why is that not working? Is it possible? Let's just use a, rather than a curved node, let's see if 0, 1. Let's go with exponential. 0.1, 0. It's just not listening to it. But why? Can I grab that, plug it in here? Okay, so that does something. Why don't you? I wish I could visualize what this is actually doing. Like, how is the scatter working? Let's see if the documentation says different. Yeti scatter node. So I need to work with this, but this doesn't work though. Well, it kind of works, it doesn't give you the control that you need. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. I mean, if I need to give in, I need to give in, but I don't want to. That could work. What if I do this? If I create a tiny little plane, in fact, let's create a disk. A disk would be better suited. Where's disk? Disk. There we go. So, let's change the type. There we go. So, if I just delete the history on that, and we'll keep that as is. So let's go into U, add an input object. I'll do a cleaner version of this so that once I know if it's working or not. So I can delete U too. So I can't delete you. So if I instance, create instance. Oh. Just grab U. So I want to instance U on U. Crash? Question mark? Yep. All because the scatter's not working correctly. There might be a way to force Braid to do what I want, but it doesn't really have enough controls. And that's the same issue I have with quite a lot of Yeti's stuff, is there doesn't seem to be quite enough control in a lot of areas. I need to start project again. So let's create that disk again and go back to graph, add objects. Cool. Go back into U, Yeti, open graph editor. Cool. So let's set you to a reasonable number again. And for now, let's hide that layer that these are in as well, because it's kind of getting annoying. Cool. So just import, create import, and that will import our geo, which I always like to select even though you don't need to. Create instance. This is a really annoying bug. Sometimes if you try to select a further forward node, it kind of shits itself a little bit. Why? Oh Yeti, you do test me. Let's go grab a drink. Right, so before I even bother setting up the scene, let's try isolating variables for a moment. Create this plane, add Yeti node to mesh. Cool. Let's create a cube. Cool. And add you to IO. No, graph. Alright, so let's create a instance, or an import, sorry. And that will bring in a cube, which I will hide. And we will instance that onto these. Why? What am I doing wrong? It's crashing too quickly for me to know what I'm doing wrong. Okay, I'll bite the bullet and do the manual way for now, because I want to do a quick test with the hair approach. I don't want to keep having to fight it for now. So let's just set project again. Just keep having to set it. And do you have to like save the project settings or something? Project window. Doing that helps or something. Right, so file, nope. File open. God fucking damn it. Okay, Kotlin network. Right, so we're going to create a tiny little plane. We're going to line you up to the end of that curve. So let's hide. Okay, so it's not letting us go there. That's fine. Just move it. Just gonna lower these to like 4 and 4. Cool. So let's add that tiny little plane, which naturally will be hidden around the time. Let's add him. to the graph, add objects. Cool. So now into Yeti. Cool. Delete these guys. If I just import a geometry scatter grow and just up you a bit. There we go. So, I have no idea how many points that's making. Cool. So, is there a way to scatter inside a volume of something? That would be cool. That would allow me to get some variety. Anyway, so we then grow all these hairs. I'm going to add the width now rather than later. Cool. And then we need to clump to U. And that can just go, base traction needs to be pretty high. I'll hide the very bottom of these. Cool. So let's create a ramp. That's absolutely what we want. I have to multiply that. So let's go create an expression. Come on. There you go. Clump ramp equals F0 clump. Oh, wait. I need to capital that. And then let's go. Is it possible to repel? It should be, right? Hold on. We can't multiply that, can we? Okay. So what we want to do is go curve, clump, ramp. 0 becomes -3. Sure, why not? And then 1 becomes 1, 3. Cool. Does that work? No. Okay, it just clamps out. So I can't increase the width further than the original. God, you don't like making this easy, do you? Okay. So a better way of doing that could be Scraggle. Let's just grow. No, not grow. Wait, no, it is grow. We need to change the segment count. Let's go 48. We're gonna need a lot of segments for this. Cool. And then get rid of that clumping because we've got to create a new one. Cool. The reason we're creating a new one is because it's bugged, basically. Cool. Ignore this little blip at the bottom down here. So the reason I say like the old one was bugged is because basically when you attach a curve or expression to an attribute in a node, when you disconnect that curve, it doesn't, the attribute just breaks. So you have to do everything manually. On the basis recreate stuff. If you need to disconnect something, you just gonna have to recreate it. There's not really much you can do about that. Okay, so scroll frequency, let's set you to 1. 0.5. Cool. And we just want this to go based on a curve. So let's do hue. Where are you? Let's get some random scraggle on there. And then, where's the multiplier? That's right there. Okay. 0.1. That's a twist. So that's way too soft, so let's remove that 0 and remove 0 from this as well. Okay. Why is it not reaching a tip? Like, do I have to increase the maximum length? I guess so. Okay. So obviously that's a very, very hacky setup. It's not as pretty as I want it to be. Just frizz it up a bit. Cool. And let's assign a material to you. Assign a material. Solid hair. Melanin 1, sure, why not? And I'll try messing about with the braid setup, see if that could help. Okay, so we can ignore the square tips because I do have a planned workaround for that. Or like the the really sudden tips. For now, let's go into our width. 0.5. 2.5. Let's change that material. Oh, I need to put the head mat on you as well. So let's graph you. Let's just increase that roughness a bit. There's something we could definitely do with that. I'm a bit annoyed about the root thing, but there is still a workaround I can do. What could I do? Let's take a moment. Extrude. Just give this a thickness. It's a super quick win. No, I feel like there should be a way. This is definitely going to drive me mental for a little while. So if I, just out of interest, if I hide you, and just select you, and create a braid. So we do need to show you. We add this as an object, right? I can't remember how you're supposed to use these. I think you just go into Yeti Graph Editor. Let's kill this render before it kills our scene. So add, I think it's add objects. And then Yeti braid is one of them. And then we can create a separate branch entirely that imports our braid and then converts it to curves, to strands. Cool. And then let's just copy that width. So, Yeti bread. There has to be a way to do this, it's a bit more friendly. What's annoying me is that diameter and density are directly linked. this is not making it. Where's that length variation coming from? There we go. Is there a way to change that? Does it always have to be like... I just don't like this system. So length variation only affects the tip, right? Yeah. So it doesn't affect the other way. So I have to do that in shader somehow. I mean, it's better than it was. At least this way I have control over both sides. So I can just do that and then noise them out. I don't need that. What other controls does this have that I could use? Is there a way to delete points in Yeti? If so, I might have an idea. Let's just go into that Yeti graph for a moment. Close you. So can you group per vertex? Let's group. Group. So let's give this a go. If I create a shader for a moment. So we've got you. And this shader is just going to do, let's create a new attribute here. So set that to black, and you to cut. So we're going to call it the cut group. Okay. And then we just need to create that. So there's no expression called cut, that's fine. We'll create one. Right, we need to create a cut attribute first. Where are you at? Okay, so we're going to create an attribute, we're going to call it cut. Let's just call it cut point per vertex. Okay, and the value for this should be default. And so that's called cut point. Okay, so if I set this to 1, they all go red. Correct? Right, cool. So, alt save. This is experimental now. We want to create a random value per hair. So we want to use the ID, or does each curve have a separate ID? Attributes, ID, let's just quickly check that. Okay, they do. Cool. Cool. So we just want to create a hash. So let's say rand cut seed question mark equals hash ID. And we're just going to say okay, how would I flip an attribute? Strand U is the same in all of them, so we can use that as a mirroring. So let's just say $mirror equals curve strand U 0 equals 0, then -1 1 1 1 1. Okay, so you've okay, so let's see if that works first. How would I do this? So we got mirroring. Let's do rand cut seed multiply. Wait, I don't want to do that. Wait, or would I do that? I can just do. It's massively overcomplicating it. Let's go 0.501. Cool. So now let's just do rand cut seed multiplied by mirror. Okay, so now we have that. So, how do I do the position then? I could do rand cut amount equals rand cut amount equals, what could that equal? Shit, my head is breaking. I shouldn't be doing this at 10 past 11. So I need those positions to be the amount. So let's do rand cut amount, or rand cut max, sorry. And let's just give it an arbitrary value, 0.2. And so let's just say rand cut there we go, that should work. Rand cut max 1 minus rand cut max. I like to put brackets, just makes things easier to read for me. Okay, so you've broken. Okay, let's do rand cut max. Okay, comment this line out. How do I get you to work? Okay, so that's working. So let's just do a curve along strand U from rand cut max. So that'd be, hold on. No, that doesn't work. Oh no, it does work. Okay, so I need to do yeah, rand cut max. No, wait, oh fucking Christ. How does this work? I've got an idea in my head and I can't quite get it into words, and it's really annoying me. I'm approaching this slightly wrong. I need to do 1, 1, 1. I need to do, oh fucking Christ, okay. So that would make sense. So it's the blend that needs to change, which would mean position. So 0 is going to have a value of 1. That we can agree on. So then it has to go down to a value of 0 by the time it gets to rand cut position. Rand cut position. By then it should be 0 with the same. Cool. Then by the time we get to 0.5 it should be back to 0 no matter what. Michael, please think about your liver. Yeah, I'm not drinking tonight, don't worry. Okay, then we need position 1 to always be 1. And interpolation of 1, so the last thing we need is 1 minus rand cut position to always be 0 with an interpolation of 1. I think that works. At least in my head that works. So let's just quickly bracket that up. Where's the syntax error? No, yeah, okay, so I need to get rid of that. God fucking damn it. Why are you not working? So it is this line, right? That's not working. Yeah, it is that line. So we've got a curve along strand U where 0 equals 1, that's what I expect. Rand cut position. That should work. There's a value 0, comma. What's the actual issue it's given us? It'll just say near line 5. Syntax error, near line 7, sorry. Is it saying what the issue is? It's near a comma. So let's, if I just set you to 0.2 and set you to 0.8, there should be 0 issues with that, right? There's still an issue with it. Okay, so my variables aren't the issue. Strand U, group of 3 numbers, group of 3 numbers, group of 3 numbers, group of 3 numbers. Okay, so why are you not working? Let me just copy that to the line below and just simplify this for a moment. Is strand U the issue? They do have strand U, right? They have to, yeah, they do. Okay, so oh, are you fucking kidding me? Okay. God fucking damn it, why are you not? Oh, wait. Aha! Do they all have the same fucking ID? Don't tell me they all have the same ID, please. No, because it was working a moment ago. Oh wait, fuck's sake. Why do I keep... Why am I just so dumb? Rand cut. And cut position. Of course you don't work now. And of course it's because of a typo. Does it not support variables in positions? Okay, so that's still working. And that needs to be 1 minus. Okay. So then that's still working. Cool. Let's do a test. Okay, that's working. Multiply by... really don't need the... Let's just set that to 1. Just add. God fucking damn it. Does that need to be bracketed? So, ID works. This doesn't. So if I just do, instead of putting these variables, what if I just put O2 multiplied by ID? 0.2. Fuck's sake. Let me just try this again. I'm going to try it a bit differently this time. I'm going to create an attribute node out here. Plug you in. Vertex. Cut. Point, was it? Cut point, yep. Right, so can I multiply you by hash ID? Constant argument for float. Varying float free. Wait, so the issue is that is a vector. Constant float second. There has to be a way to do this. And technically I could do what I'm doing right now in the shader, but got a varying float, but we want a varying float. Oh wait, because this is the default. So does that mean this whole time it would have been working? Why am I allowed to do that? Mul hash ID. No, I can't do that. Okay, so that's the default. So that surely then should mean that I'm allowed to mess with that, right? Is there a way to remap? I need to learn how this attribute node works properly. So that's a default, I can't put a varying. So how do I do this then? So can I replace hash ID plus rand cut seed and replace this with rand cut position and u with rand cut position. Why can't this be varying? I don't see a reason for that not to be able to vary. Oh, so this is what my job is these days, fun fact. Okay, so lifetime error. I can try constructing it in the shader. As in like in the actual Arnold shader. Let's give it a go. Okay, so every hair has a strand U and an ID. And so I just want to create a quick attribute that's attribute, and I just want this to be rand value. The default should be hash ID, and this should be vertex. And then we want it to map as a renderable attribute. And then in attributes we should have rand value. Cool. So now let's go into Arnold. Cool, and there is a transparency here somewhere, right? There isn't a transparency. So I'd have to do a blend material with this. All this because they don't have a cut modifier that can cut roots. Okay, so you're clearly not going to do what I want. Let me just quickly... How's this actual... How does this work? Let's convert. Oh, okay. That's helpful. Create. Never convert, which I can do just with that. .1. Delete you. Cool, and clump you to you. Okay, it doesn't like that. How does that work? It's actually changing. No way. Okay, that's not working. I'm so salty about so many of these features. Hello. Alright, cool. I'll be heading bed soon. Just breaking my brain. Hey Ian, how you doing, man? I will be heading off soon, as I just said to Becca. I'm just completely like wrecking my head at the moment. There's some stuff the Yeti can't do that I'm really wishing it could right now. The question is now which one of these works better. I prefer this, but obviously I hate the roots. I could change the scatter density, right? I could go with that. Just commit to the solid shapes. Yeah, it's not showed the eyes for a while. Let's throw a super quick material on this guy. Yeah, this hair thing's gonna be a nightmare. I have a few options at least now. Hey dude. I'll be heading off at 20 to 12, so let's keep that in mind. Let's add some extra subsurface. Some more subsurface samples. There has to be a better way to do the curve approach that I want to do. Has to be. Just enough progressive. So the braid is definitely the best option. What I'm wondering now is there a way that could work? I think I've got one last thing I need to try out, which is if I create this braid setup. So in the outliner we got this braid. that was created on a curve that's up here already. So if I create a cube and put the pivot down to this bottom corner, then zero him out. Okay, now I'm going to cut this guy. Modify, convert. Okay, and create a braid on this guy. Template braid. Did I crash it? I crashed it. Come on, play nice. Okay, gonna have to leave the stream there, I think. God, this one's been a bit of a disaster. Oh well. But yeah, okay, so I'm gonna have to leave the stream there because it's crashed on the test. I'm pretty sure I saved just before it crashed. Let me check when my last file was saved. Just gonna close that in the meantime. So the last one was saved. Easy scopes. Projects, personal projects, easy mini projects. Scenes, no, not scenes. Cartoon Network, edit and edit. Oh yeah. Yeah, last one was only saved a couple minutes ago, so I've not really lost anything. Cool. Alright, well, yeah, what basically what I was going to try to do is try to potentially set a braid up on this curve. What that would allow me to do is, rather than setting up a braid per NURBS curve, I could load in a bunch of different NURBS curves. There we go. I could load in a bunch of different NURBS curves, and I love that. And instance it to them, and then create the profile using noises, which allow me to do it different per curve. So I wouldn't have to have like hundreds of grims in my scene. I could just have one with a different collection of curves. But yeah, anyway, so I'm gonna save this scene and just put that over this guy. But yeah, alright, so I'll get back to that. Probably not tomorrow. Oh shit, I forgot to sign up. Yeah, I'll probably do this not tomorrow, but day after. Do another stream, because we've got until next Friday, so almost 2 weeks from now. But yeah, so hope you guys have enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next stream. Hopefully we get a bit more progress in the next one, but I've been fighting software the